What's up, everybody? It's Trick. So y'all want you a old school? You want your project car? Resto mod? Is that it? You want a old school? You want the old school look, but you want it to function like a new car? Yeah, I get it. That's what I want too. But let's talk about my experience, and hopefully by the end of this video, you can decide if it's for you or maybe it's not for you. But let's check it out. You make the decision. So yeah, what we have here is a 1971 Chevelle that I bought from Maple Motors in Hendersonville, Tennessee. So I'm just looking at pics online here. You know, it's looking good. And I just want something that, you know, has a good frame. When I'm buying this car, I know I'm gonna gut everything. Like I said, I want it to function like a new car. So if there's any issues, I know I'm gonna get it taken care of. These guys at Maple Motors, they were great. No issues there. So what I ended up paying for the car was $21,900. And you know, here's the 350 that came with it. Some pics of the undercarriage here. And like I said, I knew I was gonna redo everything, and it was a little sketch at first because I didn't actually go down and see the car. I just sent them money, and here it is, showing up. Showed right up on the back of the trailer to my city. You know, I had to take some pics as soon as I got it home in the garage. You know, there it is, looking beautiful. And then disaster. I start tearing it apart, getting the carpet out, because the carpet was pretty dingy looking compared to the rest of the car. And when I first bought the car, I didn't know a lot about cars. Through this whole journey process, I guess I've learned a lot. But man, look at this. This is common for old cars, I guess, but it hurt me. It hurt bad. I was not expecting this. Yes, just watching this, it hurts me. So we moved to the other side here, and it's just as bad. And at this point, it's pretty much unsafe to drive. I mean, I'm Fred Flintstone at this point. Look at that. If I catch any of you in the comments talking about my feet, it's up. Look at that. So obviously it's time for some new floor pans. I don't even really want to drive the car, and I mean the car was driving so rough. I thought it was the suspension, but man, nah, this explains everything. The suspension wasn't doing any justice either, but yeah, this is, when you're buying old schools, be prepared for that. So this was getting the new pan in there, and that ran about 4K. And it can be done cheaper, but I mean, if you know how to do it, I do not. I don't have the tools, the time, whatever. So this is the undercarriage when it was all done. Looking good. Exhaust has to go though. Everything has to go. Everything. This is when I got it home. I started, reassembling, and, eventually that 350 with that carburetor, it was just time. So what I ended up doing here was getting, I got a 2014 Camaro SS complete drivetrain pulled out and shipped to me. Actually, a buddy told me about the site, and yeah, the car only had 30,000 miles on it. So these guys, I can't remember the site, but if I do, when I do, I'll put it in the description. But yeah, 6-speed automatic, and they sent everything. These guys were great to work with. Everything, and I thought I would be able to use all of this, but unfortunately I don't have the people or the mechanics around where I live at that are capable of doing things like this. I need somebody like Stitch by Slick that can completely just put the whole inside, engine, everything in the car for me. But and then when you're doing stuff like this, you run into other issues, like the 6-speed automatic is huge. So we had to get back into the floor pans and put a new tranny tunnel in there that would fit. And yep, I got the Dakota digital gauges in there. Got the center console, center shifter, horseshoe shifter. Yeah, and this is that whole thing took a year at the shop. And I'm loving life at this point. Look at that. Oh my God. Come on now. Beautiful. And I had to get the 12s in the back. Got the touchscreen radio in there. Halo lights, new rims. And I'm nowhere near complete on this job. Got Ride Tech suspension in there. Just another pick of the engine. And this car is running great. So I ended up getting Ride Tech suspension all the way around, and what that did was lowered the car about 2 inches. I didn't really want it lowered, but I mean that's what ended up happening. So with it being lowered, the transmission pan sat so low when I would drive anywhere that wasn't level. I mean, I was banging that transmission on the ground. It was so loud. So what I ended up having to do was get a new transmission pan, a more shallow pan. We ended up going with a G6 pan. So guys, this is just part of what I've done to the car. And best believe it was a headache every step of the way. I mean, I kept all the documents. I could go through all the paperwork of how much I paid. Everything you do is pretty much custom. If you can't do it yourself, you're gonna be paying a mechanic a lot of money, and then somebody is going to have to know what they're doing. And it was hard for me to even find a mechanic that would be willing to do this kind of work. So you don't have to do what I'm doing. I'm doing a whole full-blown resto mod. I mean, you can get you an old school and just rock, the engine that's in it. But that, for me, that's not what I want. I want it to function like a new car. And if that's what you're going for, your pockets have to be deep. If your budget is let's say your budget is $20K, you better have another 10 because it's not if something goes wrong, it's when something goes wrong. So let's talk a little bit about pricing. As I said before, the car itself was $21,900, and when I started taking it apart, you've seen the floor pans, that was about $4,000. So I wasn't sure I was gonna do a whole engine swap and all that yet. So what I ended up doing first was getting it fuel injected, and that was about $2,000, probably a little over $2,000 for the whole system. And I just decided that it's not enough for me. So that at that point is when I decided to just do a whole engine swap, and the whole 2014 Camaro drivetrain was about $10,000. And you can get that, you can do that cheaper, but I got lucky. Mine only had 30,000 miles on it. So when I finally found a mechanic that would be willing to take this job on, I got it to him, and the car was gone for an entire year. I mean, most mechanics, this is a huge job, and it's stressful, and like I said, it's just a problem or something every step of the way. I mean, you have to have all the supporting features. So you get a new engine, you want to be able to see what's going on with the engine, so you got to get new gauges, you got to get engine mounting brackets, what headers are you going to go with, what exhaust you're going to go with, so you're going to have to get suspension, new gas tank, sending unit. So all in all, guys, you can spend whatever you want. I mean, the sky is the limit when it comes to how much you're gonna put into an old school. And like I said, you don't have to do what I did, but if you do go the route I did, I would say I'm probably anywhere from 40 to 50K on this project so far, and I have got a lot of work to do still. As far as functioning, the car's pretty much there. I still need to get stuff like AC, some cosmetic things, but the biggest thing is going to be paint, and I'm just trying to find somebody that won't hurt me in the process. I mean, guys, this was a quick version. I mean, there was problems everywhere. I mean, don't get me started on the issues with finding a drive shaft that would work. I ended up having to get a carbon fiber drive shaft because that's pretty much all that was available. I will say there is nothing like hopping in your old school and going down the road. I mean, it's a head turner everywhere you go. Someone wants to talk to you about the car. I mean, it just opens up a lot of conversation. You learn stuff just talking to other car guys. So this video is pretty much just to prepare you for the things that you potentially will go through if you decide to go this route. So like I said, it's not gonna be for everybody. So guys, that's the short version. The choice is yours, but if this video helped you guys out in any way, feel free to like, subscribe. We're new to YouTube, and I'll keep making videos. So thanks for watching.